Hi everybody, it's Heather Martin. I'm Chef Mommy, and I'm so excited that you tuned in for another show on my YouTube channel. Yay! I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. It means the world to me. It means the world to my children, and to everyone who has kids with food allergies, or if you, an adult yourself, has food allergies. It means a lot to the community of people with food allergies. So today I am going to make something that my kids couldn't have for a long time because I just could not figure it out. Chocolate chip cookies. Yes, I said it. They have allergies to milk, egg, nuts, fish, but they can have these chocolate chip cookies. And I want to say that for people who have gluten sensitivities, I want to start trying more things with that are gluten-free. So stay tuned and stick with me because I'm going to be looking and combing everybody I know and the internet, try to find the best recipes that taste great for gluten-free. But today we're going to make some chocolate chip cookies for my kids, so when they come home from school they'll have a nice snack. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with some Earth Balance butter. This is what I use when I bake all the time, and I like to get these little bacon sticks because they're pre-measured. You see that they have like tablespoon, you can cut it to what you need. And for this recipe, and I want to say a shout out. First of all, some friends are like just awesome. All friends are awesome, but then there are some friends who go the extra mile to do wonderful things. And a friend of mine last year, her name is Renique. Shout out to you, Renique. She took it upon herself to make some chocolate chip cookies for my kids. They had never had them during the Christmas holiday. She brought a box to church and she said, I found a recipe and I baked you guys these cookies. And needless to say, when your kids haven't had something, they had never had chocolate, so they really don't, they're not crazy about it. So I give it to them every once in a while. But I make these cookies for people who are not vegan and they love them. Well, since I was introduced to them by my friend. So I want to say thanks for being an angel and doing something so sweet for my kids. Normally, I do not accept things that are, made or somebody else made it and I eat it. So she knew that about me for my kids because I'm always really, really particular, which you have to be about your children and about everything they eat. Even if they don't have allergies, you should be reading the labels and reading everything. If they have too many ingredients, don't feed it to your family because it's not good for you. So anyway, she knew how I was about accepting things, that somebody else made to feed to my kids who have food allergies. So she said, she printed it out and she said, these are the ingredients. Actually, she sent the recipe to my phone and said, look over it, make sure each ingredient, she said, I was pretty sure, but I just want to make sure that each ingredient is definitely safe. And here's what I used. And they were safe. The irony of it all is that me and my husband ended up eating the whole box. They're that good. So the first thing, back to the recipe that I'm gonna use today, is Earth Balance. And I have a mixer. If you don't have a mixer, no worries, you could probably still do this. So I'm gonna put this in there, and that is a half a cup, and it's already measured out, a half a cup of Earth Balance butter. And I have some packed brown sugar here. This is a half a cup of brown sugar. First, I'm gonna start, and I'm working backwards here. So I put that in there. And usually when you bake, it's kind of the same rules of creaming your butters and your sugars together before you bake, like when you bake a cake and, before you mix the dry stuff in. Same thing here. So she found this recipe online. And I always want to give shout out and credit to where credit is due. It is by Brianna Clark Grogan. And if you look it up, it's like a really popular chocolate chip cookie recipe. But I've tried a lot of vegan chocolate chip recipes and none of them taste like this one. All right. So I'm going to put this in there. And that was packed, which means you kind of like have to, smash it down. So that's in there, and now I'm gonna put in 1/4 cup of white sugar. And then I'm just gonna let it cream together. Now something that is really, really funny. There's no eggs in this recipe, right? What takes the place of an egg is chickpea brine. What the heck is chickpea brine? Some people refer to it as aquafaba. It is simply the juice or the brine that's in a can of chickpeas. And so it can act as a binder or as an egg. So I am going to put 3 tablespoons of this chickpea brine in here. 1, 2, 3. 3 tablespoons of that, and I have a whole bunch of it left over. I think I'm gonna put it in a mason jar and put it in my refrigerator for the next batch of cookies. Okay, so now I'm gonna put in some vanilla. Vanilla makes everything better. And I'm gonna put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Love, love, love vanilla. And it's getting creamy in there. And now I'm going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that looks like a little bit more than 1/4. And hang on. While I grab my spatula, sometimes it doesn't all get off of the side. And we want all of the butter to be in there. So that's all I'm doing. And this is really, really quick, folks. All right, so I'm gonna use baking soda and baking powder. I'm not really a fan of baking soda, but it does make cookies turn out good. I can taste it. I don't know. I'm weird. And maybe my mom just poisoned me because she always told me it wasn't that great for you. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find a 1/2 teaspoon to measure with. Okay. So sometimes things get away from me. Got my 1/2 teaspoon. I'm gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And now I'm just gonna let that mix a little bit longer. I try and clean up as I go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Then I'm gonna use 1 cup of flour plus 2 tablespoons of flour. All right, I'm just gonna start adding it in there. And I don't know if you can see it, it's starting to definitely look like a cookie mix. And if the mixture is too wet, then you can always add a little bit more flour, probably like another tablespoon at a time, right? I think I'm gonna add 1 more, maybe I'll work what we have. And I'm just gonna stop it because I don't wanna beat it for too long, right? These are cookies. Now, guys, the only thing left to do is to add chocolate chips. And you say, where in the world do you find vegan chocolate chips? I'm sure there are tons of brands out there, but the ones that I have been using safely for my family are these Enjoy Life chocolate chips. And they're mini chips, and they're dairy, nut, and soy free and gluten-free. It says free from the common allergens, which is always a great thing for me. So, and it says America's #1 allergy-friendly baking chocolate. So you can use a cup or a cup and a half, which ends up being the whole bag. And because the more chocolate, the merrier, right? Or at least that's what I'm told. Now, you fold them in last. And I'm not a professional baker and all of that, but guys, these taste so yummy. You can make them yourself and be the judge. I'm just gonna use, I am going to Scoop them on. You don't have to have fancy tools to do this. I do like about little medium-sized scoops with this, and I just try to get them about the same size. And my pan is moving all around. And I am going to bake them. The funniest thing is that about maybe earlier in the summer, my daughter and I told you I've tried so many different recipes. And we couldn't find this particular recipe, so we tried to do another one, and we did a whole video about it. And at the end of it, when we tasted the cookies, we were like, these are delicious. They were so not delicious. They were hard and just awful. So one day I'm probably gonna have to show you that. Maybe I'll merge it with the end of this video to tell you, to show it, because it's pretty funny. Like, we're trying to say that they're good and they're not. You know, I will not give you any recipe or recommend it, or any recipe, whether it's mine or anybody else's, if it doesn't taste well. And there is my phone ringing because I live in a real life house. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So here it is. I scooped them into the pan, and I'm gonna pop them into the oven. I'll show you what they look like once they're baked. Once again, I'm so happy that you joined me, and I'm so happy that you guys are subscribing and loving the videos. I see people making it in your homes, and it just warms my heart that God has placed this thing in my heart to do for people who have allergies and for people who just want to eat better and healthier. This is not necessarily so healthy today, but it is an alternative, because every once in a while, everybody needs a treat. And my key is, I say everything in moderation, even for my children. I mean, if everybody else is eating cookies, I don't want to hand them an apple. I just don't, and I won't. That's just my personal philosophy, all right? So until next time, go with God, be encouraged. You can do all things, and your food allergy is not bigger than you. You are not your food allergy. You will eat, you will survive, and you will make it, okay? All right, see you next time. Tell somebody you know about Chef Mommy. Like the videos and share them.